7:30 on a Sunday morning in the middle of January. This is a part of Cow Bay known to local surfers as the Backyards. The group of surfers who pledged to demonstrate their tenacity in overcoming Nova Scotian winters for waves didn't show. Previous experience suggests they've found another spot, a better spot where the surf is roaring. There's no schedule for finding good surf, and these guys don't like having one imposed on them. Luckily, in the distance, there are 3 unknowns. They're having an all-right day, but it's a little too cold to wait around for the perfect wave. As the surfers leave the water, they refuse to talk to the camera. Nova Scotian surfers discourage publicity. It's part of the attraction to the East Coast, all that uncharted surfing territory and no crowds. But there are a few who just can't contain their enthusiasm for the sport. You'll find them here at Surf to Snow, a small specialty shop with equipment for skate, snow, and surfboarding.
Steve, are you interested in that Sunday?
I'm interested, but I don't think I can.
But look past the equipment for a second. There are movies, pictures, magazines, heroes, and lots of character. It looks more like a hangout joint than a business. Joe Hillier works here. He's 19 and boarding any type is his life.
Yep. The store is pretty much everything. Like, the store means more to me than probably everybody else because it's like my job. And it's just like, even on my days off, I come over here and hang out. Like, because it's where all your friends come in and everybody meets here. Because the only friends we have all do the same, same kind of sports. That's like, you only really associate with people that are into the same kind of community that you're in. And so for the most part, you meet all your friends here, girls here, everything. It's where we make money to go and do the sports that we do. That's where we get all our knowledge from, especially us being really young, so we learn everything from all the older guys. So if we didn't hang around here, then, we wouldn't have half the knowledge that we have.
Trevor Snow is a little older, but just as dedicated.
Yeah, it's my big obsession right now. Last summer I didn't even work. I just moved to Lawrencetown and lived in a shack and ate Kraft Dinner too much. Yeah, it's one of the major factors. It's what I base my days around. Like, if the waves are up, go to the beach, and if they're down, come to the shop and work. And it's always in the environment, which is not too many people think of Nova Scotia as a surfing environment, but it's a pretty good spot along the East Coast.
It's not like in other places where there's heavy localism, like in California, places like that, where it's overcrowded, so they're really uptight about new people coming in. Around here, there's so few surfers and so many spots that, for the most part, there won't be any problem at all, unless somebody really goes out of their way to be, a kook.
Seaforth, a small Eastern Shore community, and for today, a surfer's haven. And this is what it's all about. This is where you either earn your respect or keep it depending on how long you've been surfing. These surfers have made the tour of all the local hot spots, and they decided on this one today because the wind is coming out of the southwest and it's kind of picking up the tops of the waves instead of knocking them back down. So they've got a nice clean ride along a nice smooth pipe. I learned all this lingo at the Surf to Snow shop.
When you're in the water, you don't drop in on somebody who's has a lot more knowledge, better ability than you. Otherwise, you could fall in front of them and mess up their ride, and they're not going to enjoy that, and you want to mess them up. And it's just stuff like that. You can't have a big attitude because you have to realize that you're just in the beginning stages, and you have to, give all these guys who know a lot more respect. Otherwise, they won't teach you anything.
Hey, and how long have you been doing this?
About 10 years.
10 years.
What got you into it?
Well, I lived out here for about 7 before that, and I just watch guys doing it, and I like athletic activities like that, like skiing and swimming and singular sports, and I watched that, and it looked like it was full of action, a good challenge, so I did it.
Okay, so what's so great about it that you go out in this kind of weather to do it?
Well, actually, this is pretty chilly today with the wind, but it's just the thrill of the sport. A lot of us will still come out when it's really cold, and I usually draw the line at minus 15 Celsius. That's my little mark. So I would think with the wind chill today, I think it was minus 5 or 7. Probably with the wind chill, it's pretty close to that today. You can take an hour and a half, and still be pretty warm.
Okay. I was talking to a couple of guys at the surfing shop, and they tell me that there's a bit of a hierarchy in this sport. Kind of the older guys get more respect than the younger, and if you want to get respect or keep respect, you have to come out on days like this. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think it's well understood there's a bit of a pecking order. And, you know, even though I'm a little rusty and I'm no spring chicken, still the younger guys will give you a little leeway, the ones that are still learning. And that's nice that they're respectful. And if they aren't, they usually remind it a little bit.
What do you do to remind them?
If they drop in on us, which is, you know, taking off down the way from us, we'll, you know, yell, look out. And let them know that they've made a mistake. And but at the same token, if they're way inside us on the wave and they've paddled for it, we'll let them go. We back off. Usually it's just lessons in manners. And there is an etiquette. And that's probably one of the biggest rules, is don't drop in on somebody. That means simply once a wave is claimed up on the inside, then the others, even though they're paddling for it and would love to have it, will back off and let that person dominate their wave.
A community like any other, really. A hierarchy, a culture, unwritten rules, its own language, its own mysterious attraction that will bring newcomers with every short Nova Scotian summer. Whether they'll stick around until January, well, who's to say? On the Eastern Shore, I'm Stacey Bailey.